Now, for Weather on the Fives with Chris Gabriel.
It's gonna be sunny.
The 13th Amendment is one of the most controversial amendments to our Constitution that has ever been made. This amendment states that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States, or any place subject to their jurisdiction. This abolishment of slavery will certainly be frowned upon by the Confederacy if we ever again become one nation.
The 13th Amendment was originally proposed in 1864, and despite passing in the Senate, it failed in the House of Representatives. However, less than a year, the amendment has been received and reintroduced in 1865. This time, both the Senate and the House of Representatives approved, and the amendment passed and was added to our Constitution. The Confederacy was very unhappy with this amendment, and it is unknown how the South or the Southern economy will react when the Confederacy rejoins the Union.
Nation, it's no surprise that after Grant finally pushed Lee back to the Confederate capital of Richmond, Lee turned and ran to inform President Davis of his loss. Davis received the message that stated, "It is absolutely necessary that we should abandon our position tonight or run the risk of being cut off in the morning." Davis immediately got on a train and fled the city with his cabinet. Many other citizens evacuated as well. Before they left, they ordered that everything that the Union could possibly use be destroyed. Confederate soldiers destroyed their very own factories that made cotton, tobacco, rum, and other property that citizens could not take with them. Because of their destruction of the rum, many drunken people rioted and even tried to save as much alcohol as they possibly could. Out of their frustrations, they started large fires that spread throughout the entire city of Richmond, and they burned until the Union troops put them out. The loss of Richmond provided a crippling blow to the Confederacy, and only a week later, Lee surrendered to Grant at Appomattox. Now live to our reporter in the field, Cammie Ferguson at Appomattox Courthouse.
This just in. It's April 9th of 1865, and I'm standing outside of the Appomattox Courthouse, where General Robert E. Lee has just surrendered his army, the Northern Army of Virginia, to General Grant. Robert E. Lee was recommended by Winfield Scott in 1861 to President Abraham Lincoln, who asked him to be the leader of the Union Army. But Lee declined the offer because he felt he must support his home state of Virginia. He became the commander of the Army of Northern Virginia in 1862. He successfully won many battles, including the 7 Days Battle and the Battle of Second Bull Run. All of the successes of his battle are due to his exquisite leadership over the army. His strategy was always daring, and he never hesitated to take great risks. His personal influence over the men he led was extraordinary. But along with the great victories of the battles he won, he lost many men in the Battle of Antietam, and the army was slowly but surely whittling away. A few days ago, on April 7, 1865, Grant sent a letter to Lee suggesting that he surrender due to the lack of men and supplies the Army of Northern Virginia had. Lee replied strongly in the letters, stating that he does not have to surrender, but that he does want peace. The two generals decided to meet at Appomattox to discuss the terms of the surrender. Grant stated that they will not take his men's army, horses, and baggage away, as Lee requested, and the surrender is now over.
Sir? I thought you were doing business with you.
And after Appomattox, the Confederacy lost the war.
Good girl, Mom. Good girl.
Now to Cammie with the sports. Basketball. We just got this in. Breaking news. Abraham Lincoln has been assassinated. Abraham Lincoln, our president, was watching our American cousin at the Ford Theater last night when John Wilkes Booth shot him in the lower left part of the skull. The doctors worked all night to try and heal Lincoln, but nothing seemed to work. He died this morning, April 14th, 1865, at 7:22 a.m. It'll be okay.
We apologize for that. We were having a few technical difficulties.
But back to the news-breaking story. Lincoln was warned not to go to the theater because of so many people that were out to get him. But him and his wife, Mary, still went. Booth shot Lincoln with a small pistol about 6 inches from his head. Booth was from the South and was very pro-slavery. He was furious when he figured out that Lincoln was going to abolish slavery completely. Before he shot Lincoln, he had ideas of capturing him, but none of them ever worked. While police later searched his house, They found an interesting entry in Booth's diary written about Lincoln. I can never repent it, though we hated to kill. Our country owed all of our troubles to him, and God simply made me the instrument of his punishment.
It's not fair! Ah!
Now, for weather on the... There's a clock up there in that corner of her room, so just guess what time it is.
That's a tornado out!
Chris, there's not a cloud in the sky. How is there a tornado?
It's going raining?
Once again, there's not a cloud in the sky. How is it... What are you...
It's sunny!
Okay, there we go.
This is all we have for tonight.
Stay classy, Raleigh Charter.
Basketball!